Right now, as you watch this, a factory in China is turning a brand new design into a finished, shippable piece of clothing in as little as 10 days. Not 10 weeks. 10 days. And by tomorrow, that same company will add somewhere between 3,000 and 7,000 brand new styles to its app in a single day. The traditional fashion industry takes about 12 months to go from idea to store shelf. This company does it faster than you can plan a vacation. Its name is Shein, and in just over a decade, it grew from a tiny wedding dress dropshipper into a giant that overtook Zara, the company that practically invented fast fashion. But behind the $5 dresses and the dollar accessories lies a darker story the industry doesn't want you thinking about. This is how Shein conquered the world, and the hidden price of clothes that cost almost nothing. To understand how staggering this is, you have to understand who Shein dethroned. Zara, founded in Spain in 1975, was the undisputed king of fast fashion. Its revolutionary trick was speed. While rivals took a year to bring a design to market, Zara could do it in about a month, then later as fast as 2 weeks. That was considered impossibly fast. It made Zara's parent company one of the largest apparel empires on earth. For decades, nobody could touch it. And then came a company that made Zara look slow. Shein was founded in China in 2008, and it started humble, essentially reselling wedding dresses online. But its founders saw something most people missed. The future of shopping wasn't in stores, it was on your phone. Shein went all in on a digital-first model, and when the COVID pandemic shut down physical retail across the world, Shein was perfectly positioned. Its growth exploded, from around $3 billion in revenue in 2019 to $16 billion by 2021, and it kept climbing. By 2024, Shein generated an estimated $38 billion in revenue, putting it neck and neck with, and by many measures past, the Zara brand itself. At one point, Shein's valuation hit $100 billion, reportedly equal to Zara and H&M combined. The new kid hadn't just joined the game, it had rewritten the rules. So how did Shein actually do it? The secret is a business model so radical it makes traditional fast fashion look ancient. It's built on 3 things: artificial intelligence, tiny test batches, and total digital control. Shein uses algorithms to scan the entire internet, social media, search trends, what's going viral this hour, to predict exactly what people want before they even know they want it. Then, instead of manufacturing thousands of a new design and hoping it sells, Shein produces as few as 100 units of a style. Just a tiny test. If the data shows people are buying, it instantly orders thousands more. If they're not, it quietly kills the design, having lost almost nothing. This is the genius and the danger all at once. By adding thousands of new styles every single day, Shein floods its app with near infinite choice, turning shopping into an endless, addictive scroll. A slot machine of fashion where there's always something new, always something cheaper. Combined with a network of thousands of small, flexible factories in China and clever use of trade rules that let small packages ship duty-free, Shein could undercut everyone on price. A dress that costs $40 at Zara might cost a fraction of that on Shein. For a generation of young shoppers, it felt like magic. One student described walking into Shein's new Paris store as like Disneyland for fashion. But every magic trick has a method, and Shein's method has a serious dark side. Let's start with the human cost. Shein's empire runs on a vast network of factories, and investigations and academic studies have raised alarming concerns about the conditions inside some of them. Reports have described workers putting in punishing hours far beyond the legal maximum of around 40 hours a week under Chinese labor law, with some accounts describing far longer weeks and very few days off. The brutal economics of selling a dress for $5 means the pressure to keep labor costs as low as possible is relentless and constant. When clothing is this cheap, someone, somewhere along the chain, is absorbing that cost, and critics argue it's the workers at the very bottom. Then there's the environmental catastrophe. Think about what it actually means to release thousands of new clothing items every day. Ultra-fast fashion is built on a simple, dangerous idea. The clothes are disposable. They're priced so low that you're meant to wear them once or twice and throw them away. The result is a mountain of textile waste. The fashion industry already generates tens of millions of tons of it every year, and only a small fraction gets recycled. Most of it ends up in landfills or burned, much of it made from cheap synthetic fabrics, essentially plastic, that can take centuries to break down. Ultra-fast fashion doesn't just sell clothes. It industrializes waste on a planetary scale. And there's a third shadow, the accusations of copying. Shein has faced a steady stream of allegations from independent designers and major brands that its algorithm doesn't just predict trends, it lifts designs directly from artists who never get credited or paid. When you're pushing out thousands of new items a day, critics argue there simply isn't time to design them all from scratch. Regulators have started to push back too. Shein was fined around €1 million by Italian authorities over misleading environmental claims, part of a broader crackdown on greenwashing across the industry. In fairness, Shein disputes much of this. The company claims its on-demand model actually creates less waste than traditional retail. It says its overproduction rate is far below the industry average because it only mass produces what's already selling. It has pledged tens of millions of dollars toward product safety and compliance, and points to millions of quality tests it runs each year. Whether those efforts genuinely offset the scale of the problem, or are simply damage control for a model built on disposability, is the central debate hanging over the company's future, especially as it tries to go public and faces ever-tightening regulation around the world. So step back and look at the whole picture. Shein is, without question, one of the most successful business stories of the century. A company that out-innovated the king of fast fashion using data, speed, and a deep understanding of human desire. It gave millions of people access to trendy clothes they could finally afford. But it did it by perfecting a model that may be fundamentally unsustainable. For the workers who make the clothes, for the planet that absorbs the waste, and maybe even for our own relationship with what we buy. Shein didn't just make fashion faster and cheaper, it forced us to ask an uncomfortable question. When something costs almost nothing, who is really paying for it? If you want the biggest business stories of our time, told with both sides, the genius and the cost, never just the hype, then subscribe, because that's exactly what this channel is built for. And I want your honest take in the comments. Is Shein a brilliant innovation that democratized fashion? Or a warning sign of a throwaway culture spinning out of control? Tell me where you stand, and be honest about whether you still shop there.